If you ain't writing no check, if you ain't giving back no splits, no masters, no royalties, no 50 years, give something back now.
I have this theory.
DIY.
Okay, DIYers. On the Joe Budden podcast, Joe Budden was talking to Benny the Butcher and Elliott Wilson about the recent 50-year anniversary of hip-hop. It brought into question, what did it actually do for a culture that has a lot of OGs that are currently struggling financially, they're a wreck emotionally from just the wear and tear that this industry can put on people, and yet the celebration just seemed to just be just that, a event of celebration.
What'd you think of all the hip-hop 50 celebrations? I feel like KRS-One. I hate all them shits.
You hate all of them?
Every last one.
I ain't really get to catch them.
See, exactly, and that's exactly.
I ain't dislike him, but I understood what he was saying.
Who,
like some
KRS-One?
of the performances was dope. Like even the performance at the Grammys. You know, I'm 47, so that shit was alright for me. But I understand what KRS was saying. Like, yo, y'all wasn't giving us no respect and no props.
Let's actually go to what KRS-One said. There's another clip here on a channel called Bringing Down the Band. Let's hear from KRS-One himself.
This place, this institution can never side with, come under, understand the exploitation of our culture. Never will you ever see me standing in the environment where our culture is being exploited. Or if you do see me there, the next moment this thing's gonna fall, I'm there to bring this shit down. If you see me in a situation like that, you should say, yo, watch out. Something's about to happen. Turn your cameras on. Something's about to go down. Why is Chris here? Why is he here? Something's about to, he gonna say some shit right now that is gonna, Having said that, so when I got the call, I immediately saw, nah. First of all, it's the Grammys. You get no respect here. None. You have no respect here. Now, we respect your existence. We know you exist. And we know that you're the Grammys. We understand that. And we respect that, your existence. But you ignored hip hop for 49 years.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
You ignored the culture for 49 years, and now when it's on the 50th celebration.
We can monetize off of this. Let's bring them all on stage. Who cares if we never acknowledge them or their projects? We did today.
The 50th year, you wanna call us? 49 years, you ignored us.
So that was a statement that KRS-One was alluding to, just with, I guess, specifically the Grammys celebration of 50 years of hip-hop. I'm gonna let Joe Budden and Benny the Butcher continue this.
They could have celebrated hip-hop and honored hip-hop, which is what KRS-One was saying. He's saying, why would I show up to these events to celebrate hip-hop and there's no hip-hop there? And when I say hip-hop, I'm talking about the four elements. I didn't see anything honoring the fucking DJs,
graffiti,
producers, graffitis, the dancers, the MCs, the fucking... No, it was none of that.
So
it was just performative, record label, run out this artist that clearly looks like they've been having a rough 40 to 50 years this past few. How can I celebrate that? How can I celebrate seeing my favorite nigga, who I grew up thinking this nigga was God, out here looking like fucking Boo Boo the Poo or Eastside Crackhead or some shit.
So it's more like
singing the slaps.
We just gonna give you niggas
That's depressing.
Yeah.
That's not a celebration. That's sad for me.
And
that don't make me feel good about my participation in this thing.
There's no real sense of cohesiveness to it. It's like there was no real, big label participation. It just, it was lackluster.
Why would the labels be involved?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth.
Why is that the labels' responsibilities? You mean the ones who benefited off of the commercialism of this culture? You mean the people who continue to exploit this? You mean the ones who continue to exploit the artist's ability to be profitable as a brand, whether they're alive or whether they're gone from this earth? You mean those labels?
Best.
Yeah, I felt that.
50 years, give something back now.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It was Leachy.
You showing us all the niggas that have carried this shit and performed for y'all, for y'all's hip hop for 50 years. Now give something back to them. And that would be a celebration to me.
They ain't writing no check.
Well, then why are we celebrating?
Why are we celebrating? Why are they celebrating? I guess there probably exists factions within the Grammy board where they're like, well, what the hell can we do? We're damned if we do it. We're damned if we don't do it right. And I'm sure the labels are like, well,
Celebrations are not really our line of work.
If you ain't writing no check, if you ain't giving back no splits, no masters, no royalties, something got to give. Or it don't, because all you niggas show up and get to shucking and jiving for the look of it.
That's what they do.
For the ones that say no, it's 100 that'll say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do y'all see a recurring theme?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Am I the only one that sees a recurring theme going on right now? Because there are always other people willing to say yes to any and everything. They're always willing to move on from you to the person that is willing to say yes to any and everything, even if they're less talented, even if they are nowhere near the professional that you may or may not be. They're always willing to move because someone is always willing to do whatever's necessary.
I haven't told my wife I wanna rap again after a 9-year hiatus making content. I don't know what she gon' say, but when I drop this, honestly, I wouldn't blame her if she jumped ship. Over the last few years, I took some dumb risk. Almost crumbled my business and made my gut wrench. But I'm an entrepreneur, and when that hunch hits, in the name of elevation, I get sucked in.
It sounds impossible to put together because you got so many people from different eras and so many, you know what I'm saying, different.
I have to stop potting and go and find the fucking future stars that are now 10, 11, 12, and 13, right? Because this really is the long game that you got to play.
Hip hop is the only shit, you know what I'm saying? A rapper could go outside and piss on an old lady. Nobody's gonna reprimand them for that.
Exactly.
NBA niggas can't do that. NFL niggas can't do that. So now when there's shit like that going on, you could tell these niggas what to do. Ain't no way.
You know what's interesting about that statement?
Somebody gonna have to
You know what's really interesting about that statement? I don't know if a union is necessarily going to work because, as he alluded to with other entities like the NBA, you got to go through a process to get to the NBA. You can't just show up one day with your basketball shorts, your Nikes, couple headbands, arm sleeve, and they gonna throw you in the game. Fortunately, unfortunately, that's the profession of rapping. Anybody can get some motion. Literally anybody. I thought gatekeepers were generally people who didn't mean well, but I understand now in the same sense that if you have a home that you want to keep secure, you gotta have a gate in front of it to keep people from going inside of it and destroying its very foundation. When something happens to one particular rapper, like assault charges, it's not something that gets punished by the hip hop community. But with the NBA, if something happens, fam, you're out the league for a year.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. The rap culture is one of the only cultures that comes directly from the street. So the nigga that pissed on the old lady might play with them things. Now you gonna step out on the limb and reprimand him?
Yes.
No.
Some niggas
sounds
would.
good.
Some niggas would.
It
That's
sounds
not true.
good.
But that's how you're not gonna get people involved in it, because that's what it's going to entail.
Everybody can't go.
Everybody can't go.
This ain't for everybody. A few of us got to get out on the front line and do the work for people that wasn't willing and didn't really see the benefit.
So here's what I think is going to end up happening. This is just my prediction. And I think this has, ironically, something to do with the direction of direct-to-consumer. I have this theory, and I want this video that I'm about to show you to kind of drive it home. Union won't be necessary. As things continue to devolve, not evolve, but devolve, the problem will correct itself because of people's necessity to try to make money and because their original hustle dried up. So I don't think that there's going to come a time where the union is going to be the thing. No, I think it's going to come a time where if you can't get the same shows that you once got because ticket sales are down even for the big dogs, the major artists that are streaming like crazy, something changes. I want him to kind of break this down. He goes by Kai vs. Tyler.
An artist right now, or if you're an artist and you're out right now on DSPs, trust me, you're gonna blame DistroKid for this and CD Baby for this because the DIY system has totally destroyed the record business.
Oops.
And unfortunately, it's gonna start hurting a lot of aspiring artists who don't know how to really make quality music. Because when you come up, don't matter if your music is super great or not, is it earning a coin? If it's not earning any money, it makes no sense to even put it out. And they got 1,000,000 trillion songs out there that's in the way. Yeah. Move them out the way so we can start putting release dates back, quality music, and start making some real bread again. Right. It's crazy. Like Nicki Minaj said, yo, everybody in the same cage eating. Right. So when you look up 2 days later, 3 days later, a year later, it ain't nothing but shit on the ground because everybody eating. And now look at it, nothing but shit on the ground.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I don't walk around here saying, "Oh, I told y'all." I don't walk around here talking about "I told y'all." There should not be OGs in abundance that are not taken care of, that are not able to earn off of the physical media of their music, especially when they dominated in the era where physical media was the main focus for consumers. They should have opportunities, and not just opportunities that they have to go earn it back again. They already paid their dues. You would think a celebration of the culture would say, hey, because my office was built off of the back and the sweat and the equity that the work that you put in, not only should you own your masters, but here's a severance pack. Here's a little something as a token of our gratitude. Because without your contributions, this office, this corporate building looks very different. I think that's why it's very interesting that people are coming up with all these solutions on how to change things. We don't have to do a damn thing except for move in the direction that our instinct is telling us. My instinct is telling me direct to consumer. My instinct is telling me sell your music. And it shouldn't be a very crazy concept at all. What are we talking about? That's crazy. That's crazy. The problem with it is music doesn't sell. No, your music doesn't sell, dipshit. You can't get off that bullshit when you're trying to get someone to pay for your product. You gotta package it up differently. It's not enough to go viral. People get their ass kicked every day and it goes viral. Dana White's not hitting them up about giving them contracts. In order to go direct to consumer, the music has to be quality. In order to go direct to consumer, you have to know how to treat consumers. In order to go direct to consumer, you have to actually treat this as a business. And I start to realize as I look around a lot of my peers and I look around at a lot of folks on the internet that argue with me, this ain't a business to you. This is a lick that you're hoping that you can one day hit the jackpot on so that you never have to do it again. It's crazy. The gatekeeping is going to happen naturally because you're not going to be able to sell that bullshit that you've been trying to pawn off. It's going to be different when people know they can get quality for the same price that you offering that quantity trash. DIYers, I think something's ahead of us. Something exciting if you make amazing music. Those are my thoughts, though. Let me know what you think. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.